So, Chris Albert, he's the guy who thought he could just casually run for selectman without mentioning a minor detail about the time he killed a man in 1994. Yes, at 22 years old, Chris had a little too much fun and ended up rear-ending a car on I-95 in Attleboro at 3 a.m. He then did what any upstanding citizen would do, he fled the scene. The victim, Peter Berger, was a 23-year-old exchange student, top of his class at Johnson & Wales, with a bright future ahead of him. But thanks to Chris, that future was tragically cut short. Peter could have been 54 today, possibly with a family, but Chris Albert's reckless actions ensured that never happened. To make matters even worse, Peter's parents, unable to travel from Hungary, had to send their younger son to grieve in their place. Meanwhile, our buddy Chris led the state police on a 30-hour manhunt before they finally caught up with him. And what was his punishment for this tragic mistake? A suspended sentence of 2 years with just 6 months to serve. Yes, 6 months. It's almost as if the system decided that a 6-month timeout would be just the thing to straighten him out. But it gets even more interesting. Chris Albert's lawyer at the time was John Prescott, the brother of none other than Judge Beverly Cannone, the very judge who's been issuing all those favorable rulings for the Alberts in the Karen Read case. It's like a reunion of old friends, right? John Prescott Jr., who wasn't exactly working as a public defender but was part of the high-priced law firm Taylor Ganson and Perrin LLP, got Chris that sweet deal. So, when Judge Cannone decided to take on the Karen Read case, are we supposed to believe she just forgot about her brother's old client? Because if so, we're dealing with some next-level selective memory here. Now, let's talk about the way Judge Cannone and the prosecution are going all out to pin a guilty verdict on Karen Read. It's almost like they're trying to win a gold medal in conviction gymnastics. And who's cheering from the sidelines? The Alberts, of course. Here's the kicker. Karen Read now finds herself in a situation eerily similar to what Chris Albert faced all those years ago, a tragic death involving a car. But there's a crucial difference. The evidence is increasingly pointing to the possibility that Karen is being framed, set up to take the fall. Meanwhile, let's not forget that John O'Keefe, the man at the center of this case, died on the front lawn of Chris Albert's brother, Brian Albert. Coincidence? That's starting to seem like the understatement of the year. You'd think that someone who had been in a similar situation, causing a tragedy and all, might have a little more empathy. But it seems like the Alberts skipped that class.
Losing sight now with this blind vision. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snared.